Do you have a rare and valuable rim error on your coin? Do you think it's a railroad rim, or is it a misaligned die, or is it just the rim is thicker, or there's no reading when they're supposed to be reading? I see a lot of these posted and people asking questions about them. Well, we're going to talk about those in this video. We're going to talk about how much they're worth, how they happen, and if they're damage or if they're actually a mint error or not. So stay tuned. But first, I want to give a huge shout out to my website, my PortsmouthCoinShop.com website. We now have auctions going here. We also put up some raw and uncirculated peace dollars and Morgan dollars. We also have some proof and mint sets up we put today. Me and Andy worked really hard to get all this stuff up. So if you get a chance, come over here and check out PortsmouthCoinShop.com. And also we have the gift cards as well, so if you want to check that out. So this was posted on my Coin Help You community. And if you have a question about a coin, you think you have one of these errors in this video, come over to Coin Help You. I can't help you on the phone, I can't help you in emails, but I can help you over here if you post an image of front and back, one coin per post, and I can help you out. So this coin is posted, like I said, and it has an obvious rim raised over on this side, and this side looks like it's been gouged into. Now, this is post-mint damage. It looks like a legitimate error. I mean, I'll give credit there, but it's not. And the reason is that when you look at an actual partial collar strike or something of that nature, it doesn't have this kind of damage here. You can see where the edging is messed up. It doesn't have this kind of, it doesn't look exactly like this. See where it's scraped, and it's just different. What it looks like to me is something happened, and this is a gumball mechanism, and it got stuck in something, and it was pushed against something here, which hooved it up, and it was repeated over and over. Like something was gouging into here and was pressing up against something hard, and it eventually just slowly deformed this coin, post-mint, after mint. Now, if somebody like Mike Diamond or Wexler comes along and says, nope, that's a mint error, then I'll have to digress. But from the images, that's what it looks like to me. Also based off of experience and looking at a lot of mint errors in hand and also in heritage. So we have that one, and then we have this one that was posted, and it shows where the rim's raised just a little bit, not much. Well, this is what I did. This is what I want to show you. Let's take a look at this video here.
This is the kid coming at you, Finn's kid to be specific.
Someone's making coin
Today I'm going to be making a C out there, dated 19 surface. I'm using an anvil in this case, a 6-pounder.
So he's using the anvil. I'll turn off the noise and show you what he does here. And he's going to put the coin on the anvil. He hit it a few times with the hammer, and you will see that it's very easy. It doesn't take very much. He's rolling the coin that you can actually pound out and flatten the edges so that they're raised on this coin. And we can watch it here. You got the Energizer Bunny here. But anyway, we're going to fast forward it to see where he shows the actual results here. Okay, so you can see it. See if he shows it. There it is. There it is. Do you see that, what it looks like? We see this so many times. It could, sometimes dryers will do this to a coin, but most of the time it's someone pounding it, maybe a failed attempt, or that they just quit trying to make a ring out of it maybe. But that's what you have there, raised rims. Then I have what they call collar die clashes, and when a coin is struck, it's inside a collar die, okay? And it presses the reading into the coin, okay? And it keeps the coin from spreading out, being a broad strike, okay? Now, sometimes the die is a little aligned incorrectly, and it strikes at an angle, the collar die, and it gets what they call the reading marks on the die face right around the edge. And when that happens, it'll strike a coin, and this is what it'll do. It'll cause what they call a railroad rim, because it kind of looks like railroad tracks, but it's actually reading, okay? Also, this can happen with a non-reeded coin, and you'll see that as well. This is a partial collar strike where it wasn't completely seated inside that die, and it was struck outside of it. So you have that as well. And then you also have misaligned. Okay, now misaligned dies are known because only one side, like the reverse die, was misaligned and it struck the coin. The obverse will typically be inline. Now this one here, since it affected the reverse as well on this one, but that's not always the case. A lot of times you'll see real minor misaligned dies. It'll look like one side of the rim's thicker on a cent. You see that posted all the time, people asking about them. They are misaligned dies if they're on one side. If it's both sides, it would be an off-center strike. And then we have a little bit of what we call finning. Okay, and finning is just where the metal is moved during the minting process. They go through a lot of different steps, the annealing oven, and then they also can gain molecules of metal on the sides, also being inside the striking chamber. Sometimes the coining chamber can cause some issues if the dies are not completely aligned properly. But it'll just be a real thin bit of metal. I've seen this before, and it's really common. It is a mint error, but a lot of these are just not worth a lot of money. And back to misaligned strike here, some more images I have on my website over here on coinauctionshelp.com. I actually have mint error pages there as well, and a mint error app on Google Play. But we can go over to Heritage, and we can take a look at all of these errors that are listed, the off-centers and the struck-throughs, and on the incorrect planchets, which can make coins look deformed and odd, like this one here. This is an off-center, and it looks like it's cupped a little bit because of the fact that it was so far off and it's such a large coin, and it all depends on how it's struck that it actually deformed the coin a tad bit. Then you can look up misaligned dies at Heritage to see how much they're worth. This one sold for this much, $258.50, because it's 66 in 5 full steps. There are others that have sold that have never sold for that much. Here's another one, misaligned die, 63. So it's going to depend on the grade of the coin as well, not just the fact that it's a misaligned die or an off-center. You won't see much in the way of, you won't find railroad rims being graded over here. You won't find much of that at all. Now, on older, larger denominations like silver dollars, yes. You find something like that, then it would be worth something. Might add a little added value as a mint error if you can get it graded. Here is an example of the 66 full steps, and that's the reason. You can see one side is normal, and the other side is misaligned, struck by a misaligned reverse die, and it sold for $258.50, and that's because it was graded high. If it didn't grade that high, it wouldn't be worth that much. Then here's some other coins that were struck, and they are under tons of pressure, those dies are. When that die comes down and squeezes the metal into the openings, the cavity, if something goes wrong, man, and keeps striking the coins or coins getting in the middle of it. So the best thing to do is to come over here and try to compare your coin at Heritage sold auctions. And that's what I did. You just come over to the view past sale prices after you type in this. I typed in color clash, and you have a mint error. It's under the errors. You can see thousands and thousands of errors over here that's sold. And that's what I would recommend anyone to do. You don't have to just look up color clash. You can look up, misalign if you want to. And you can check out, here, it actually come down for me to misaligned die, and you can hit search, and you can see all the misaligned dies that have sold lately. And most of these, you send them off for grading, they're worth less than the grading fees because you have to send them under mint error tier. And that's going to cost you about $75 a coin total at PCGS. It may be a little bit less now. I don't know. I haven't done it lately. I'll probably do a video on that in the future. Also, NGC is another place. Annex is a good place to send minor errors. So if you think you have, a collar strike or something like that, send it to ANACS under their mint error tier. I think it's an extra $18 on top of the $10 or $12 grading fee. So some of these, like this one here, this is a nice coin. It's a broad strike. It's struck out of collar, so that means that nothing there to retain it. The retaining collar is not there, and it causes it to spread out. A coin like that wouldn't get the reading, but you can get an idea of what some of these sell for that have a messed up rim. But you also have to watch out for misidentified mint errors. When they're not graded over here on eBay, you have to watch out. This is an example of the thicker, and we can open it up in another tab and just take a look. You see this a lot, and he's calling it a railroad rim. It's not really a railroad rim. It's actually looks like a misaligned reverse die if the reverse is normal, and it is. So that's what that is. It's very minor. Sure, someone might pay a couple of dollars for it. I don't think they'll pay $24, but it doesn't really matter. The point of it is that it's not worth sending off for grading. It's not extremely valuable, but they're neat to find. I have a few myself. I put them back, and that's the one that I said to look pretty cool. Looks identified properly, starting out at $19.99. It's got one bid so far. I think it's worth it. I think it's a cool coin. And here's some more railroad rims that I did. Here's a dime. It looks something like the dime that I have on my website. and it's already sold. It sold for $2.99. I mean, not bad for a dime. It's nothing. You're not earth-shattering or anything like that, but you get an idea of what that looks like. So if you have something different about your rim, there's all kinds of places to research it. And hopefully this video helped you a little bit, because you've got misaligned dies, you have off-center strikes, you have brockages, you have indents, and all these different things that can happen to coins, and sometimes it can be confusing. And when we're looking at images on our forum, we can't really hold it in our hands, so it's hard for us to determine sometimes what's going on with your coin. We do the best we can, but sometimes it's better to get someone to look at it in hand. Maybe go to a coin show, join a coin club, take it to a coin dealer, and if you're not getting your answers there, try out ANACS. Try them out. They're a little bit more economical to send mint errors, and they definitely will validate, or they can verify and authenticate and identify the error that you have. But believe me, not even the grading companies are perfect all the time. They get some things wrong too. But the bottom line is that that's kind of part of this business. Most of the time, though, you're going to get a good answer, and sometimes that's the only way to get your answer, because posting it to multiple forums in front of people that don't even understand mint errors themselves for the most part, haven't studied it for decades, because this is a lifelong commitment. I'm always learning. So thanks for watching my latest video. Hit the sub button. Please hit the bell to get all notifications, and have a great day.